Welcome back to Shop Talk. I'm Lexi Schultz. Still with us is Efren Cruz. He's the chairman and CEO of Personal Finance Advisors Philippines Corporation. Mr. Cruz is also a personal finance coach and author. Sorry about that. I have a little bit of a cough.
No problem.
Okay, so you gave me a couple of different investment scenarios.
Yes.
Let's say the first one, if I invested 2.3 million in 1987, first of all, why did you choose the year 1987 to start?
Well, in my research, that was the year when the exchanges unified and they came up with a new index.
Okay.
So I couldn't go back earlier, so I started with the 1987.
Okay, so compounded from 1987 to 2010 at 7.4% per annum. From 2.3, it becomes 11.8 million.
In fact, that's the 7.4. That's the imputed compounded annual return of the stock market from 1987 to 2010. Okay. So if you put in 2.3 million then, it will be worth something like 11 million now.
Okay. Well, that already sounds good, but then we go into 100K a year from 1987 still.
Yep.
And that was at this is simple though.
Simple average of 15%.
Yeah, 15 years, 15% per annum, and you get only 2.4.
Yeah, the difference is that in the second scenario, I assume that you would invest every year because not very many people probably have 2.3 million in 1987.
Of course, that is a big amount for 1987. That is a big amount.
So we assume that you just do it gradually, 100,000 every year. From 1987 to 2010, the simple average return was something like 15%. But if it's a case where whatever earnings you make for any year, you withdraw and you just enjoy it, and you leave the principal behind. Your money of roughly about 2.3 million, which is 23 years times 100,000, will only be equivalent to 2.4 million.
Okay.
You might think, how
there was no saving there.
Well, no, because you spent the money. And
Right.
why would it be only 2.4 from 2.3 when you say that the average is 15%?
Right.
Well, that's a simple average. But if you get the return every year, there will be years that it's negative.
So this is the compounded.
The 15% is the simple. The next one will be compounded. Now, if you left all of your money earnings there and
So you don't touch it.
Don't touch it, reinvest it. The return will be something like 8.3, 8.4%. And your money from a total of 2.3 million would be about 6.4 million.
Okay, well, obviously that would be the better route.
That's a better route. The more affordable and better route.
Unfortunately, you never know because year to year, you don't know if you have to touch that money or not.
Well, that's why when you invest, it should be money that should be kept there for, you can keep it there for
And you know
long.
that you don't necessarily need to go back to it for an extended period of time.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go into mutual funds again.
Yeah.
So when do you consider investing in something like that?
Mutual funds? Well, actually, you should consider investing all the time.
Okay.
You need to supplement your own income, whether from an employment income or from a business, with income from your own assets. And mutual funds or unit investment trust funds present a very good and easy investment vehicle to get into the markets.
And then there's a separate mutual funds manager as well, apart from your financial advisor.
Well, in a case of a mutual fund, they can be your fund manager already.
Oh, so they can double up on that responsibility. So we'll talk about now active and passive investing.
Yeah. If you recall the chart earlier, wherein we just invested in the index, we invested in the index actually.
Yes.
Not in a particular stock, but the index. That is called some passive investing.
Okay.
Because you're not choosing, you're not selecting between stocks. You're just investing in the index and letting it grow. Okay.
And not touching it.
And not touching it.
That's active.
That's
passive. I'm sorry, passive. Okay, passive. And then so active.
Active is like what the mutual funds do. They actively buy in, get in and out of the market. When the market is going down, they can get out of the market. When the market is down, then they come in, and when it goes up, they sell. It's not just being invested all the time.
But it's a little more volatile, isn't it?
It is more volatile, but that's their job.
The returns, I guess, at the end will probably be better.
Okay, well, it's controversial.
It is.
In the U.S., they say that active fund managers don't actually outperform the market.
Okay.
But in the Philippines, because we don't have a perfect market, you can take advantage of the volatilities and make more money than if you were just to do it passively.
But you need also guidance throughout the way, isn't it?
That's why you go into the pooled funds, the mutual funds, the unit investment trust funds, because they have fund managers 24/7 just looking at your money.
But let's say you do it years and years, and you feel like you're confident in doing it yourself. Do people actually end up doing that?
Well, if they have the time, go back to the set rule. If you have the expertise, the size of funds, and the time to monitor investments. If they do, Well and good. They can do it themselves. It's just that make sure that you have all of the set rule. No?
And you have the time. I think one of the more important ones necessarily, apart from obviously having the money, and is the time to do
if you're an employee, you wouldn't have the time.
Right.
If you're a businessman, for as long as your business is flourishing already and it can run on its own, you can have the time to do that. But otherwise, you really need somebody else to do it for you.
Okay, well, let's talk about the other pros and cons of active and passive investing, just I guess for people who would want to know which one to get into.
Well, there is stress.
Yes, a
There is
lot
stress.
of it. For both, or more for the active?
More for active. Because if you refer back to our chart of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, there's a period there wherein it was 1997 to about 2009, wherein the world went through 4 crises. There was the Asian financial crisis, there was the Russian crisis, there's the Argentine crisis, and there's the recently global financial crisis.
And that's in the span of how many years?
Oh, well, 97, 13, yeah.
That's a lot in 13 years.
Yeah, that's a lot. And, that could really affect your health. So if you don't want...
You're already bringing health into it.
Yeah, so if you don't want to be affected too much by that, might as well get others to affect their own health. Just kidding.
But what are you looking at for 2011? What are the factors that can affect? What do you think the trends will be?
Well, I take off from what the BSP governor said. It's a promising but critical year. Promising because the macroeconomic conditions are all there. No? So the stage is set for us to actually make this a prolonged recovery and prolonged growth for the Philippines, stock market included. But we have to make the right choices. It's a good thing that the world is acting in our favor. No? Meaning to say, capital is going to the emerging markets and supporting all of this.
Okay, well, to wrap it up, in the case of your company, Personal Financial Advisors, how do you feel you can help your clients this year? Because obviously, I mean, a lot of people will be looking for professional help.
Well, yeah, we
and
are.
very honest help.
Yeah, well, the thing with our company is that we don't sell any product. We're objective. So you can log on to our website, personalfinance.ph. In fact, there's already a form there where you can actually ask us advice, free.
Okay.
Yeah, free.
But you said not to get advice for free.
Nah, simple advice.
Simple advice.
When it comes to forming your portfolio and helping you invest, that's when we actually get into an engagement with them.
Do you find that you're going to have a busy year?
Oh yeah, I think for this year up to next year, I think we're
Has it already started for you?
Oh yeah, day 1, yes.
Okay, well that's good then. In your case, thank you very much for being with us today, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you for watching Shop Talk. I'm Lexi Schultz. Follow ANC Shop Talk on Twitter and be a fan of ANC Shop Talk on Facebook. Join us again tomorrow as we talk to organizers and exhibitors of an upcoming interfaith wedding fair. Enjoy the rest of your day.